Welcome back to Roll for Coffee, where we let the dice and our little chip friend decide our coffee. First, we gotta figure out if it's gonna be hot or iced today. That is gonna be an ice drink. Great start. Next up, let's figure out our coffee style. Ooh, a 5. We haven't had a cereal in a while. That's exciting. Our cereal's gonna be going into our spooky bowl. It has cute little ghosts and bats on it on a nice and spooky purple bowl. Thank you, Walmart. Our cereal is gonna be honeycomb. The cereal's name is a nod to the honeycomb structure of beehives, symbolizing its sweet and crunchy texture. Next up, let's figure out our brewing method. That's a 3, steeped. We're gonna be steeping that in our old school Teavana tea pitcher. The ideal steeping time for coffee depends on factors like grind size, water temperature, and desired strength, but we're gonna go at about 195 degrees for about 3.5 minutes to give us a nice strong coffee. And our coffee is gonna be fire department coffee, non-alcoholic, spirit-infused, black cherry, and bourbon. You can check it out in the TikTok shop. We're going to be using about 4 tablespoons of ground coffee to about 8 to 10 ounces of water. And we're going to let that steep while we make the rest of our cereal. So we'll bring it back in a little bit. Got to make sure all the coffee is hydrated, so we're going to stir it up just a little bit. And then we got to figure out our flavor for this coffee. That's going to be a 12, hazelnut spread. So hazelnut spread is now enjoyed worldwide, and it has even inspired its own holiday, World Nutella Day. And we're going to put a couple good heaping spoonfuls right into our bowl with our honeycomb cereal. Next up, we got our wild magic. That's a 12. Allspice. Allspice is actually a spice blend that includes the dried berries of the Pimenta diocata tree. It's often described as having a warm, slightly sweet, and peppery flavor. And 13. Tony Chachere's seasoning. Tony Chachere's is a family-owned company based in Louisiana that's known for its flavorful Cajun seasonings. It's good on meats, seafoods, vegetables, and more. And today, it's going on a cereal. Next up, let's roll for our toppings. That's a 10, sprinkles. And we're going to be using chocolate sprinkles from Aldi. The first chocolate sprinkles were invented in the 19th century and were originally called chocolate vermicelli. Lastly, let's roll for our milk. That's a 6, protein shake. Our protein shake is going to be pumpkin spice premier protein. Gotta get a little bit of protein in our diet today. Since this is an ice drink, we got about a cup of ice and we're going to pour our coffee right over it to cool it down. Let's put a little bit of our protein shake and a little bit of our coffee right into our cereal, and then let's give this a try. Still technically a coffee, just a very milky one. The thing that scares me the most is the Tony Chachere's, because a lot more came out than I was expecting, and I don't know how that's gonna taste. I'm gonna try to mix up the hazelnut spread. This just reeks of bourbon from that coffee. It's insane how much it smells like bourbon. Whew. There's some ribbons of that hazelnut spread. I think it attached to all this. The hazelnut spread took on all the sprinkles. Let's give this a try before it gets too soggy. Cheers. What? Whoa. Wow. So the way the pumpkin spice protein shake interacts with the coffee makes it taste like eggnog, actually. The spice is a little interesting because there's not as much spice as I was expecting from the Tony Chachere's. And the chocolate is just really interesting overall. They get like a ribbon of hazelnut spread with a bunch of sprinkles in it. And the cereal doesn't really add too much. It's almost like having a spicy eggnog with cereal. Yeah, like you forgot to buy milk. It's the holiday season, and all of a sudden you're like, I got eggnog, might as well put some water in it to make it a little thinner, to make it more like milk, and this is what you got. And then you forgot that you had a bowl that had a bunch of Nutella in it or something, which is kind of an interesting thought. This isn't bad. I'm impressed by how this isn't bad. This is way better than last week's, atrocity, which was that chocolate mango. This I could do. Definitely not my favorite, because spicy eggnog is still kind of uncomfortable. But we're getting better. And truthfully, I just like all the chocolate sprinkles with the hazelnut spread. I might do that in other cereals because it's like a cereal surprise. I'm fishing for hazelnut spread and sprinkles, and that spice just sticks in the back of your throat while you're doing it. It's definitely a solid 3 out of 10. Yeah, the Fire Department coffee is definitely delicious with a little cream and sugar, hot or iced. And if you want to try Fire Department coffee for yourself, check it out in the TikTok shop or in the video description below. And if you enjoyed this one, make sure to join us next week for Roll for Coffee. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you again next week.